Hello and welcome to Chuck's Diecast Car and Model Reviews. Today we're going to be taking a look at these two very similar cars, basically variations on a theme. This one on the left is the Ferrari 365 BB. The one on the right is the 512 BB. Basically the 512 is pretty much just a renaming of the 365, except in some minor details. 365 on this car standing, of course, for the displacement of each cylinder in cubic centimeters. 512 standing for a 5-liter V, or actually not V12, but flat 12 motor that this car had in it. This was the first mid-engine car sold by Ferrari. The Dino not officially being a Ferrari, it was called a Dino and didn't have any Ferrari badging on it. So yes, the 365 was the first mid-engine car sold by Ferrari for the public. Like as I said, I always thought this was a gorgeous car. I was fortunate enough to sit in one when it was over at my mechanic's place, and I fit in it just barely, but my head was touching the ceiling. So if I were to buy one, I would have to put up with that, which I would be more than willing to do because they're just awesome cars. Let's go ahead and, of course, take a look at these two models and the two cars, and we'll go over the differences first. And then I'll just move the BB512 because it has some flaws in it that I don't want to have to look at while I'm shooting the video, and the 365 is actually fresh out of the box. Okay, first of all, at the front here, you'll see the turn signals are different colors, but that just may be the difference between European and American regulations. The other difference here is if you take a look at the BB512, it has a chin spoiler, and the 365 does not. Also, with the 512, you'll see that it has a NACA duct there in front of the rear tire for, apparently is for cooling the exhaust, and the 512 does not. You'll also see here the reason why I'm not going to show the 365 much anymore. It has some paint damage here on it. I did buy it used off of eBay, and well, hopefully someday I'll get around to fixing that damage, and it won't look so crappy. Other than that NACA duct, really the easiest way to tell things apart here is to take a look at the rear, because you'll see the 512 has two tail lights on each side and two dual exhausts, and the 365 has 3 tail lights and dual triple exhausts. And then you'll also see that there's just this little difference here in the rear deck, but that's about it. So let's go ahead and get rid of the BB512, and then we'll take a look at the details of the 365 here. Again, this is a very nicely made model. When you take a look at the front here, you'll see that the headlights pop up. Let's see if I can get them open here. Well, I can get one open, but that's nicely done. The grille does, you can see the driving or fog lights there behind the grille, and also nice detail on the prancing horse there as well. When you take a look here underneath the front trunk, and let me just put a light on it here, you'll see that it's flocked, and it has nice details on there, such as behind the driver's side headlight, there's a windshield washer reservoir on the right. Looks like that's probably either a fuse box or maybe even the owner's manual. And then at the bottom there you can see also the brake fluid reservoir. You can also see nice detail on the dash there, including, they look pretty much like the same kind of vents I have on my own personal Alfa Romeo GTV6 on the deck there. But again, nicely done there. You know, looking at the back end again, you'll see that tail lights look pretty good. The exhaust looks good, and that's not real mesh there, but it still looks pretty good there at the back. Of course, the business part of the car is the engine, and the engine again looks very nice. You can see there the of course the air filters on top of the engine. You could not see the carbs there underneath the filters, of course. That looks like probably a coolant overflow reservoir in the center, and you can see plug wires and also the rear, you know, the differential and all that sort of stuff there as well. And then on the left side you can see the filler neck and the filler cap there also. So very nicely done. Detail on the underneath again is pretty good. You can see the oil and transmission sumps. The exhaust looks pretty good. The muffler looks good. You can even see the shocks there are orange, presumably meaning they are Koni shocks, and then even the dual oil filters as well. So very, very nice. The interior on this thing is definitely another high point on this car. Again, you can see by me putting light on here that it has the very cool orange 70s gauges. The steering wheel looks really nice. Center console and the shifter looks good. It has the what are called the Daytona seats on there with the perforated, you know, I guess you call that quilting or whatever. So it all looks really good in there. And if you look at it from the side, the other side here, again, you can see all of that, including the flocked interior as well. So definitely a very high quality model. I'm really happy that I got this car, particularly since, you know, as I said, it is one of my favorite cars of the era and of all time. And actually, if I were to win the lottery, this would probably be one of the first things I would be buying. So I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. Have a great day.